My Wambugu Apples journey has been quite adventurous. At 1 year and 3 months, I finally have fruits on my first batch of Wambugu apples. Drum rolls, please. Look at all this goodness. This is what I get to enjoy whenever I come to the garden nowadays. I planted these in August of last year, 2023, and this is now exactly 1 year and 3 months since I planted them. Greetings from Lynn Afros and welcome to today's video. I'll share my Wambugu apples triumphs and regrets, and if you've been considering investing in apples, then you should definitely watch this till the end. In the last update of Wambugu apples, the plants were flowering profusely. I was confused on what to do, so I just let them be, and through natural selection, we have quite a number of fruits developing already in the farm. Look at this. Isn't it beautiful? Ever time to plant apples? Every small fruit counts. I'm amazed that we have fruits in the stipulated 1 year period. It's a norm to wait for over 5 years, sometimes even 10 years, for the indigenous plants to start fruiting. So this is definitely a win. I'm not so certain, but I do not think that we have Wambugu apples or apples at all growing in our region, or rather I've never come across them in large scale at least. Maybe there's those who plant them domestically for their own use, but I'm amazed to know that they can also grow in Migori County in Kenya, Africa. Have is I did not take good care of the plants, and we've lost quite a number of them. We started with about 85 plants, and then we topped up to 100 plants, but now we only have around 75 of them, so we've lost quite a number. Given that one plant goes for around 1,000 bob, that is a big loss. In one instance, I put cow manure too close to the stem and several plants dried up on us. It was too harsh a lesson for me, but we learn on the way, don't we? Nowadays, whenever we put manure, I have to dig a hole around the plant a few centimeters away from the stem, and then we put the manure in there inside the hole and then cover up with soil to ensure that the stems do not get into contact with the manure at all, because whenever they get into contact with the manure, then they have a drying effect on the plant, and that's what you want to avoid. I have also been inconsistent with watering. Depending on the rains can be quite frustrating, especially due to extremes in weather. For example, we had a prolonged dry season the other time, and I noticed that whenever we have rains, we experience a lot of new growth in these plants. However, during the dry seasons, the plants go into some kind of dormancy. Of course, it's expected because they do not have enough water to continue growing. If I had an irrigation system, these plants will be a lot more bigger than they are right now. But that is a lesson that we've also learnt along the way. And we're now making steps towards getting an irrigation system, some type of irrigation system, but more especially water storage. If you have a water storage, then it's easier for you to water even if it's manually. But going all the way to the river to get water during the dry season is just not possible. It's too much of an investment. So the ideal will be to get a water storage, store rainwater, and then use it during the dry season. Right now it's the rain season and the plants are really having a blast. Look at these small ones. These are the second batch of Wambugu apples. I planted them in April of this year, and so now they have just clocked 8 months and we already have fruit. So they definitely deliver. They do deliver on the promise of giving you fruits within the first 1 year. The only thing is that if I had taken better care of them, they could have been a lot more bigger, but now this is the size we have to deal with, and they really are carrying a few fruits, and for some they cannot even bear the weight of their own fruits. So this, see, right there we have a little one right there, but the plant is quite small. So with better care, they'll give us more branches, and more branches mean more fruits, and that is the merrier. This little one is a late bloomer, but oh well, we give it its chance. Another regret I have is that I did not plant more. So we did 100 plants in this space, which did feel like quite the investment, but a few have died on us. See, all these spaces, we need to fill them up, and at first it was just an experiment. We were not so sure about how they'll perform. So it was just a learning curve for us, but the idea is to fill the entire space with the fruits, because now we know that they do grow and they do deliver on their promise, and so it won't be too much of a gamble. So we're going to fill up with more plants. We fill the gaps with more plants, and over time it's going to be a full apple orchard. Of course, mixed with a few of these delicacies. I also regret not putting up a fence in time. With the fruits starting to form, I cannot afford the free entry of strangers who might help themselves to the fruits without permission. Children are especially disastrous, as they can even pluck the unripe ones. This has happened before with our passion fruit, where kids mercilessly harvested even the premature ones. Good thing we only have a handful of fruits for now, but we'll need to erect a fence as a priority. In my experience, I can confidently vouch for Wambugu Apples because they do deliver, and I'm persuaded to fully invest in the fruits. The second batch planted in April this year is only 8 months old, but we are already having fruits on them. So it's a worthwhile investment. For me, the greatest return on investment is to feed my family on healthy, organic fruits. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, remember? And health is the greatest form of wealth, after all. And with a lifespan of over 80 years, these plants are a form of legacy spanning over 3 generations. Are you persuaded to start your own orchard? With the dwarf variety, you can even do it in containers, container gardening, or even just in your backyard. You plant a few of these and you get to enjoy them from the farm to the table. You will plant fruits in your garden, won't you? If you do, happy gardening. Thank you for watching this far. It's been a pleasure catching up with you on Wambugu Apples journey. Do remember to subscribe, and bye.